What's up, boy? It's Low with Jockey Sports, and today we doing another top 5, but it's all about the big man, the center position, man, the first primary position in the sport. In the early years of basketball, it was believed that as long as you had a great big man, you can win games. I mean, it is a game of height. So over the 75 years of the NBA, we've had so many greats at the position, which is why I started with the centers, because this was the hardest group to pick the best. And to be honest, you can switch up this top 5 in any order and nobody will be mad at you. So without further ado, let's get into this. At number 5, we've got Shaquille O'Neal, aka Shaq, aka Shaq Diesel, aka the Big Aristotle, aka a whole bunch of other shit. Shaq is considered by most as the most dominant big man of the modern era. Hell, he was such a big deal that he's the only center in this era we even talk about in this light. When Shaq takes up the ball, it's either get out the way or get demolished. There was no man alive that could slow him down when running downhill. In his career, Shaq put up 23.7 points with 58.2% shooting, 10.8 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks. An amazing stat line that any team will want on any given night, but there were a couple of years where he put up 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey. In 2000, he put up his career high of 62 points in the game against the Clippers. Shaq is 13th on the list of win shares with 181.71. He's a 4-time NBA champion with 3 Finals MVPs, 1 regular season MVP, 15-time All-Star, 14-time All-NBA, which 8 of them being first team, 3-time All-Defensive second team, Rookie of the Year, and 2-time scoring champion. Though Shaq was a beast, when nitpicking for this list, it's like you have to bring up how Shaq never won a championship without a top 5 two-guard. And I don't just mean top 5 at a time. He had 2 guys who were arguably top 5 all time with Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade. His last ring in the Finals MVP went to D-Wade because he wasn't even the best player on the team at that time. And let's not forget how after that run, he went to a bunch of teams to play with other greats that didn't quite work out as well as before. So that's why he fell to number 5 on this list. Maybe if he had a 1 in Orlando, he would have been higher, but unfortunately, while he was there, he was beaten in the finals by our next great center. At number 4, we've got Hakeem Olajuwon, aka The Dream. Hakeem has been considered as the greatest overseas player in NBA history, as well as the big man with the best footwork in NBA history. His legendary move of Dream Shake put so many players in the blender as he did this swan dance in the paint and at the baseline. In his career, The Dream put up 21.8 points, 11.1 rebounds, and 3.1 blocks. He had years where he had well over 4 blocks a game and 14 rebounds a game. Though he only has 2 rings, he was the only Hall of Famer on that team, and it was a back-to-back. Jordan left for a break to play baseball in 94 and 95, and Hakeem said, "The league belongs to me," showing why he was picked number 1 in that same draft as MJ by winning both Finals and Finals MVPs. He has 1 regular season MVP. He's a 12-time All-Star during the time of the league against some of the best big men ever. He's 12-time All-NBA, 6 being first team, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time All-Defense, 5 being first team, Rookie of the Year, 2-time rebounding leader, and 3-time block leader. Definitely a two-way player, being one of the 3 in history to win an MVP in the same year that he won the Defensive Player of the Year along with Jordan and Giannis. He's the only player to ever record 200 blocks and steals in this same season. And for a big man, that many steals is crazy. Though he was very athletic for his size, he still had to wait for Jordan to leave for him to win a ring. So during this time, he wasn't seen as the GOAT, which is similar to the guy above him on this list. At number 3, we've got Wilt Chamberlain, aka Wilt the Stilt. The NBA record book was once described as the autobiography of Wilt Chamberlain because this man owned almost every record in the book. Till this day, he still holds the record for most points in a single game with 100 points. I believe that was the same year he put up his record scoring season at 50.4 points per game for a whole season. He also has the most minutes per game with 40.52 and the most rebounds with 23,924. In his career, he put up 30.1 points and 22.9 rebounds. Stats such as blocks and steals weren't recorded back then, but I'm sure his numbers would have looked real nice, you know what I'm saying? He ended his career with 2 NBA championships, 1 Finals MVP, 4 regular seasons MVPs. He's a 13-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA with 7 being first team, 2-time defensive first team, rookie of the year, 7-time scoring champion, 11-time rebounding champion, and 1-time NBA assist leader, which is crazy for a big man. His number was retired by the Lakers, the Warriors, the 76ers, and even the Harlem Globetrotters. Most players don't get 2 teams to retire their jerseys, let alone 3 and the Globetrotters. They try to say that he wasn't a winner, but he's 3rd in win shares with 247.26. The thing that hurts Wilt is that critics say that he should have been dominant playing against the milkman, the accountant, and the choir director. However, the way I see it is that who did Wilt have the opportunity to learn from? They didn't have access to a TV to watch, and to imitate moves. They heard it on the radio, they practiced it on a crate nailed to a tree. So because of that, I don't hold who he played against him, especially when you have to deal with a juggernaut of a team like the one the next guy was on. At number 2, we've got Bill Russell, aka Mr. 11 Rings. Most recognize him as the greatest winner and the greatest leader in NBA history. If there's a record that definitely won't be broken besides Wilt 100-point game, it's definitely 11 championships that this man has. He even won a championship as the player coach for the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are still one of the most prestigious teams to this day because of the groundwork that this man and his teammates have laid down. In his career, Bill put up 15.1 points, 22.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists, which is great for a big man. Again, they didn't record blocks and steals back then, but if they did, I know for sure he would have had great numbers. Though he didn't have a year where he averaged 20 points, he always gave you 20 rebounds. He is the embodiment of the phrase defense wins championship. No matter how good Wilt was, he wasn't beating Bill and his boys. Outside of the court, this man has broken so many barriers, being one of the first black NBA superstars. However, on the court, he recorded 11 rings, of course, 5 regular season MVPs. He's a 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 3 being first team, 1 All-Defensive team, and 4-time rebounding champion. As far as accolades, he has the fewest on this list, but he also has the most important, 11 rings. And can't forget how important leadership is to the team game. Winning as a player coach showed that his leadership was unmatched at that time. The biggest knock on him was that he played with 3 to 7 Hall of Famers anytime he stepped on the court. Him and Will had plenty of epic battles. One had the stats and the other had the rings. However, the next guy, he had both. At number 1, we've got none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, aka Cap. We just talked about leadership, and I don't have to tell you what kind of a leader you have to be to get a nickname that's short for captain. Just like Bill Russell, Kareem did so many things off the court, but on the court he was a beast. In his career, he put up 24.6 points, 11.2 rebounds, 2.6 blocks, and 3.6 assists. He had multiple years where he put up over 30 points a game, as well as years where he put up over 4 blocks, and some years over 14 rebounds. Of all the players in NBA history, he had the first unstoppable shot with the skyhook. This skyhook took him all the way to the top of the scoring list all time in points until LeBron James broke it. It also led him to the top of the list in win shares with 273.41, which I don't see him falling from the top of that list ever. During his tenure in the NBA, he collected 6 NBA championships, 2 finals MVPs, 6 regular season MVPs, was a 19-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 10 of which of those being first team, 11-time All-Defense, 5 of those was first team, Rookie of the Year like everybody else on this list, 2-time scoring champion, 1-time rebounding champion, and 4-time block leader. He also is recognized as the greatest collegiate basketball player to ever play the game. And he's in the GOAT conversation with Jordan and LeBron, so it shouldn't be no surprise as to why he's at the top of this list. Again, hey, I ain't mad at nobody for switching this list up in any way y'all see fit. Let me know in the comment section what your list is. Do you agree or disagree with the list we provided you? If you would take somebody off the list, who? And who would you replace them with? Send this to your friends, man. Get the conversation going, man. Shout out to my day ones, man, for watching each and every last one of my videos, man. This your boy Blow, man. Y'all already know, man. I'm out there, bitch.